Okay, human mind has an attention span of very short time. All of that has to be looked at in context. Has there not been times when you were doing something and you forgot about time? Has it happened or not? Few hours have passed and you don't realize. Somebody wakes you up, shakes you up, and then you realize few hours have passed. How did that attention come? How did that focus come? It's just the hook. The mind should get hooked onto it. For that you have to train your body to not complain. All of this is training. All of this is training. Alright. You get this? So, this is the question you will ask for every question that you revisit after you attempt the paper. And when you had attempted the paper, if your logic was right, it will get reinforced when you revisit, and that logic will never go wrong when you attempt it for the next time. The right logic that helped you arrive at the right solution, without that logic being rehearsed in the short term, will stay with you. You should understand what I am telling. You might have prepared for a test today and attempted the test tomorrow, and you got the answer by right logic. I cannot say that is a consolidated logic, because you have done rehearsal of the logic in the short term. It might be short term learning that is helping you arrive at the conclusion. But when you attempt the paper without any preparation, without any rehearsal of anything before the paper, the right logic that you have used to arrive at a solution is the logic that has stayed with you. That is deeper logic. And once that gets reinforced in post-test analysis, that kind of logic you will not go wrong. Right logic gets consolidated. Wrong logic arriving at right solution, logic gets corrected when you revisit, and that will also get consolidated, because mind remembers the path that you have taken to arrive at the solution, and when you revisit and the mind is exposed to the wrongness of the logic that it applied and it is shown the right logic, it automatically corrects it. Alright, you should harness the power of the mind. So, right logic gets reinforced, wrong logic gets corrected. No logic gets established. In subsequent rounds of practice will get consolidated. You understand? 3 possibilities. Right logic consolidation, wrong logic correction, and establishment of new logic. Right logic need not be written down in your notes. What you have arrived at with the right logic, you don't have to enter that in your post-test analysis notes. Your post-test analysis notes should have the concepts which went wrong, those concepts which were weak, those wrong logic that led you to deviations. You can make short entries of where did you deviate. So it is like a reference of what went wrong and what is right. Alright? And no logic, whatever you did not know while attempting the paper, those things will go into these notes. That's all. There was a theory that was supposed to be known to attempt a particular question. You did not know that theory will become a part of these notes. And here also make sure that you are not building too elaborate English literature kind of notes. It should be like a skeleton. Concepts, just minimum connectors. Don't make your notes, the post-test analysis notes, too elaborate in terms of its English. Don't load it with heavy English. Simple English, simple representation to understand it properly. You do this for all 180 questions. And here you are not doing it subject wise, you are doing it paper wise. So you have one book, paper 1, you mention all that, paper 1, date, all that what you write, what you make note of in a sheet of paper that is put out in your room or wherever you are documenting it. This will be there at the beginning of the analysis also. You document it. And then go question by question. Which question number? Let's say question number 1, 2, 3, 4. You had the right logic. You don't have to make any notes related to that. Anything that you did not know or anything that went wrong, the right thing related to that should go into these notes. That's all. Clear? Are you understanding how to build these notes? So now here you will not be going in a sequence of chapters. You are going wherever the question is taking you. Before the next paper, this is the notes that you will revise. The post-test analysis notes is the only notes that you will revise before attempting the next paper. What does that mean? You are reinforcing the corrected logic and you are revisiting and revising the established logic, that is the newly established logic, before you attempt the next paper, and you can hope to not make mistakes related to this. It can still go wrong, no problem, don't worry. But every paper you will attempt with an excitement to explore how you can tackle that. Not with the fear of how many can go wrong or what if I get less marks. No. Every practice paper is an opportunity for you to explore the limits of your understanding. Understand the limits, you expand your limits. You expand your limits from paper to paper. All right. So for the entire week, half of the time in your self-study time, in your study sessions, you will dedicate to post-test analysis of the papers that you attempted, and half of the time you will dedicate to build on the notes that you are supposed to build, starting with syllabus map. Is that clear? This is the rest of the journey of 292 days that we have to do. So July 30th, we will be having our syllabus maps. August 31st, we will be having our level 1 notes. By October 31st, we will be having our multiple perspective based notes for all the 3 subjects. Parallelly, we would have built the number of weeks into 1 paper each. Correct? Post-test analysis based notes. So all the notes that you build in a sequence, those are your frequent revision material. And even after that also, post-October, half of the time you will spend on revising your notes that you have built, syllabus map, level 1, and all the perspective based notes. You will revise it. Half of the time you will spend on revising those notes that you have built. So you master the notes that you have made. And half of the time you will continue to do post-test analysis and revision of the post-test analysis notes. So half time for revising post-test analysis notes and rest of the half time for revising everything else. Everything else is your foundation. Post-test analysis notes is your match practice. You understand? So cricket analogy, right now you will be dedicating half of the time for, everything will be like net practice only. Post-test analysis is your match practice, not to the competitive level match. Right now you're starting to build. By October, by end of October, you will have enough confidence to start playing competitive sports. Test after test, this will start increasing. The number of questions attempted will start increasing. Initially it might be, let's say you attempted 25 questions. 10 was right, 15 was wrong. No problem. We'll document. Next test, if you are able to attempt 27 questions, excellent improvement. We have a whole year. Don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry to start seeing 600 on your score sheet. Work, work, work. Keep working on the basics, keep working on the fundamentals. You will reach. By October end, if you follow the process, by the end of October, all of you should be able to cross 400 to 450 comfortably on the tests that we give week after week. All right. So the natural progression that will happen is the number of questions you attempt will increase, the number of questions that you are marking right will increase. This will gradually start going down, and eventually by the end of it, we will have 0 here. We should have 180 here, 180 here, 0 here, 720 here. All right. You will hit it. Don't worry. It's no big deal. Trust me, this exam is designed for a hard-working, consistent student to succeed. It has been distorted by vested interests for the purpose of business. Understand it. All right. You take away the distortion, you work on the design. Distortion will decrease the performance of people who are submitting to that. You stay away from the distortion, you focus on the design, understand the design, prepare.